Let's not forget, you gotta say you're sorry, even if you don't know what you're saying before.
And never ask you to do it again, too.
I'm not even advocating for, the thing of it is, the last thing I want to do is come down on the women. But this is very anecdotally. This is just my life experience, my experience with my friends. I hear I'm too tired to have sex at the end of the day. Like, I've done this, and I've wiped shitty butts, and I've done the dishes and the laundry and made the beds. Plus, I work, and I just don't have the time anymore. And what happens is, like I said, she prioritizes the kids. The intimacy tends to fall to the wayside. Well, that is how men connect. Exactly. He goes and starts to focus on the career. And then she feels like, I'm being abandoned. He's not there for me emotionally. Well, you weren't there for him physically either. Like, it's a vicious cycle.
I explicitly told her that before. Been married 10 years. Wonderful wife. But there's been times in my life I said, if this doesn't happen, I will go find it. I will go find this from somebody. And I'm not God's gift to women, but I work in an industry that's not hard to go find. You have to seek it. It's not difficult when you find it. I will go find it if I have to. And I knew it was a kid. And I'm a big, strong Christian man. Because I'm not strong enough not to go find it. I'm not mentally strong enough to say no.
Well, and in the day and age of social media, it's really easy for anybody to find it anywhere. Like, do you know how many people you have sliding in your DMs all the friggin' time? Like, people have all of these doors wide ass open to be approached. Whether you want to be approached or you don't want to be approached, that it's really very indiscriminate. And don't even get me started on that bandwagon. But sorry, I think I'm just word vomiting.
Well, generally speaking, you're right. It's I can't talk to you. I'm 50. I'm too old to fucking fight anymore. After we fight, just like, don't ever go to bed mad. Just don't bad. I mean, point is, no, really, just like, I just don't have fucking time. About once a year I do, maybe twice a year. I have time to really get into a 4-day. I don't want to talk to you argument, but I'm just too tired, I'm too old. I mean, I've got a 2-year-old, 14-year-old, and a 19-year-old. There's always chaos. And I'm not the easiest person to be married to. But like I tell her, I'm not the dumbass that married me.
I think this is really funny, and this may not help anybody. It may help somebody. I read 2 books a few years ago, and I swear, whenever I want to improve something in my life, I refer back to these books. And it's so crazy how I can break a bad habit that I want, whether it has to do with me or a family member or whatever else. But I just follow the instructions. There are 2 books. They're very similar, but they have different layouts, and they cover different things in the same way, if that makes any sense. It's called Atomic Habits, and the other one is Tiny Habits. And I think if you're a guy, right, you just have to be smarter than your woman's stupid. That's something that I like to say to everybody. Just be smarter. Just be smarter than they're stupid. Because listen, we get emotional and we get overwhelmed. And I'm not saying it's an excuse. I'm just saying this as an objective, like an observing woman. We don't understand ourselves a lot of the time because of the emotions. Hormonally, these hormones will hit us. And we're feeling this dread or this anxiety or this despair even before, there might not be any change. And then we realize, oh my gosh, it's time. It's that time of month. It's a period. But even when you're aware and you know that you're in that realm or in that thing, you don't know how to fix it, right? You can try to balance. You could do supplements. You could do methylation. And that's all fun. And that might help, right? And exercise and all that stuff. And I would encourage all of that, right? But a lot of the times, you don't. It's just what it is. And then you're going to have to go through menopause. You're going to have to go through a lot of stuff. So, back to the point. Atomic Habits and Tiny Habits. Be smarter than you're stupid. If, you guys have kids, go through these habits and find they're very specific. It says make them make the bad habits harder to get to, make the things that you want to change easier, just make them very salient, very easy to access. And so you just like, you got to think and you got to work around stuff. So if it's like dinner time, make it a point to, okay, clean up dinner, help get the kids on the night that you're wanting, right? Get the kids ready for bed. Don't ask, don't wait, just do it. Get everything all cleaned up. The bed, make sure, I know this is funny, but I know that this is for a lot of women. It's stressful when the bed isn't made nice. It's just like, you just make sure the bed's like, just reset a little bit, get the pillows ready. Okay.
We're gonna mess it up at the end of the night. The next
No, you're not. I'm telling you, you're not. It's just
I
gonna
don't get it.
You just have to follow. You have to do your checklist, but it's gonna be specific to you. Go through the atomic habits and tiny habits, and because it might be something different. It might be a different time. It might be like a morning thing where you're gonna have to like connect with her in the morning really early. Wake up, make sure that you know, like make her a cup of coffee or make her smoothie or do something that's gonna women, because also the hormones, because they work against us, they also work for us. You could turn, I'm telling you, you could turn a monster into a little baby that's jumping the D in a second, like if you just do the right thing. Like you gotta press those right buttons. So you just make us, and we're nurturers and we're lovers, so you show us that cute little thing that, oh my gosh, that's so romantic. He made me a cup of coffee, he made me my food, he made me my lunch, oh my gosh, he brought me a little flower, he made me a little note, he did a little emotional check-in, whatever they might be. But you gotta know your woman and I'm telling you, read these books. If they're like little micro like flirty micro moments or a scheduled touch point, like every week you like set aside a certain amount of time just for like the two of you, do whatever it might be. No phones, make it really simple, but you gotta know her, you know what I'm saying? That's it.
I ask my wife every morning, literally almost every morning. This is what I did. I said, no. I gotta ask her, you want my day for breakfast?
See, like maybe if you're not getting it, just hear me out. Just hear me
I
out.
say that.
If you're not getting it, that might not though be the thing. That might not be her thing. That might be your thing, but that's not turning the thing.
I know, I do it. She knows that's just my personality. She just continuously. She's not yet said yes, by the way. But you know, one day she will. But she just wow.
See, the thing, you don't want her, Matt, you don't want her to like roll her eyes like, oh my God, or laugh. You don't want it to be funny. You want her to be like, oh my God, like, yes, come over here. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I get it. That's my personality. She gets it. That's what I mean.
But yeah, there is no one size fits all for relationships. You know, you figure each other out. Like 30 years was not enough. I still didn't have, you know, everything figured out with him, but we sure learned a lot along the way. And I think more than anything, like being able to communicate with each other, just kind of knowing who you are. It's like you said, Matt, it's not my thing, and she knows it's not my thing. And you know, my husband was the same way. Like he very rarely had like a quote unquote romantic bone in his body, but it was in all of the little tiny things that he did that just got me going. You know, like I would wake up and he'd leave post-it notes on the mirror for me. Or he'd just send me a random text during the day and just say, thinking about you, or whatever. You know, they were never like these. I mean, he did occasionally come up with some pretty good grand gestures, but for the most part, for the duration of our marriage, it was all the little things. Like, honestly, that was my biggest regret after he was gone was.
Well, the tragedy you lost your husband.
Yeah, I looked back and I thought to myself, I didn't do enough of the little things. You know, a day never went by where I didn't know that he loved me. And like, if you're gonna have a regret about something, like that was my biggest regret. That it was included in my eulogy. I didn't do enough of the little things. He loved hard in all of the ways that mattered, and they weren't magnanimous.
How many years ago did you lose your husband?
It's been 4 years.
I produced a show in Nashville. He's a big songwriter in Nashville. A show produced. It's about mental health, but with the focus of grief. Brad, the host, he wrote a few big country music names. He's written a bunch of number ones. Wrote Red Solo Cup for Toby Keith. Knows everybody in town. We've had guests from Shell Road, a bunch of people, some no-name people. This gives you a good, I'll put in text. This is my grief. And Brad lost his son 5 years ago with fentanyl. So we've hosted big songwriters that lost spouses, wives or husbands lost spouses.
Yep.
And it's fascinating to hear these men and women. About a fourth of these guests are really intense grief episodes. And it's amazing to listen to these people, how strong they are. Just a few years or even a decade of how strong they are when it comes to the grief aspect of things. Especially losing a child. And it's just like, man, they're strong people. And it's just fascinating. It's therapeutic. I'll post it in the chat.
Yeah, do, because it's, unfortunately, and this is not me whining. This is not a sympathy play. Because you know what, for the most part, I've led a very charmed life. I had an idealistic childhood, wonderful parents who are still living. But grief is not something that my family's been spared from. My sister lost her husband and both of her children in a car accident 20 years ago. And, her baby, her little girl was only 8 months old. Her little boy was 3. And, that was like a really, really pivotal moment in our family. And a lot of what we went through with her, I think prepared me for what we were going to go through with my husband, I learned a lot of what not to do. And
how to manage it, how not to manage it.
Right. And I don't know. I don't really believe in that comparing grief stories game, because everybody's.
You can't. There's no.
Everybody's story is. It's different. Everybody's story is different, and tragedy is tragedy. It doesn't matter the magnitude of the loss. Like, it impacts people very, very differently. So I think it's a very dangerous game to play. Well, I suffered this, and I suffered that, But my sister, she went on to have an amazing testimony. She went on to help families that lost children.
Do me a favor, please. And I really did. I posted that in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
And we have if she's more proactive in the grief community, something like that. Man, again, even though we've had a show grow, we've had these huge songwriters and actors. It's someone like that in the grief community, and has a story, and reach out to that. And I'll put my email address. I don't know. We've flown that girl that abducted in plain sight. She was abducted twice as a teenager. It was a big Netflix show. We flew her in from Utah. We've had a long list of people. Some people never heard of.
Dark humor and her alcohol cerebral humor.
It's just
and the thing
a show, and we produce it in Nashville. And if she's really been, if she's taken her grief story and turned it into, I hate to, just for the lack of people haven't experienced this type of grief. I've been around it, so I've heard these men and women talk about children and whatnot. People to find somebody that really looks at finding the good in grief and finding the good in it are amazing people.
Yeah.
Amazing people.
For sure.
And I'd love to have someone like that who's lost a family.
Mm-hmm.
I could not check. Like I told my wife, sometimes my 2-year-old, I'm checking out. I'm sorry, nothing's going to stop me. Nope, can't do it. So to think that I have that terrible attitude, even with seeing some of these people who, a child was murdered, his child is a big songwriter, a bunch of big songs, y'all got him, Casey Bethler. His child was murdered in downtown Nashville with a knife, stepped in the middle of a fight to break it up. And anyways, long story short, 6 months later at his trial, they found him guilty. he just said, he told his kid, he told this person who murdered his son, I hope you get to know Jesus because you and my son will be best friends one day. When you
Right.
if you make it happen, per se. To say that to someone who murdered your child, it's pretty damn powerful.
Yeah, my sister actually, she, there was a trial for the man that hit them. He was not under the influence or anything. It was honestly a tragic accident. He was speeding and he ran a red light when he T-boned them. And repeatedly throughout the course of the 2 years before his trial, the district attorney tried to get my sister to coordinate and work with the victim impact group to provide like a victim impact statement at his trial and whatnot. He was charged with 3 counts of vehicular homicide, and my sister had declined to give a statement. She had tried pervasively through that 2 years to get people to. She had purchased a Bible for him. She had heard throughout town that he'd had a hard time, coping mentally with the accident and what had happened, and she tried many times to get people to provide a Bible to him, where she had written just a short little note inside the Bible, and nobody would pass it along for her. So she went to the trial, and towards the very end of it, her husband's parents, who did not really engage with them a whole lot, there wasn't like a great relationship there, they had provided a really powerful victim impact statement to the court, and they were pushing for maximum sentencing. And my sister tapped on the DA's shoulder and asked if she could go ahead and give a statement in the courtroom. The judge was honestly getting ready to throw the book at this guy, and the district attorney agreed. And so she was finally able to get up and walk over there and hand him the Bible that she had purchased for him almost 2 years earlier. And she got up on the stand and she basically told the court that there was nothing that they were going to do punitively to change the reality that this person woke up to every day. And she wanted to let him know that ultimately she knew that God was in charge of their destinies, that their days had been numbered from their birth, and that it was a tragic accident, and that she didn't hold him responsible. And the judge asked her, what would you recommend? And my sister said, well, he was speeding, and I mean, there was some recklessness in that, and so my sister made some recommendations because the city had dedicated a park to her children, and she recommended like community time, helping with the upkeep of the park, suspended license, and the judge ended up granting everything that my sister suggested because of her testimony. And I don't know.
Grace
pretty impactful.
Grace is a powerful thing.
It is.
But yeah, I just sent them an email and it shows the YouTube thing. And feel free to share my contact information with her.
I will.
Yeah, we love they're Brad and Michelle are both heavily involved. He hosts 20 dads every first Wednesday of the month that lost children, which half are drugs, of which all of those sorts of fentanyl. The other half are generally accidents. And then they also be part of 2 nonprofits, a bunch of others. They'll just send cards to people that have experienced something like this. And the dad's group is the same thing. So it's pretty, really impactful.
Yeah, well, I will definitely pass along the information, and I just subscribed to the podcast.
Oh, there you go. We're about to release these. We have the Amy Grant. You know who Amy Grant is? The big martial artist back.
I do.
She's gonna be our first guest. I mean, she's a badass. I mean, she's such a badass. Sheryl Crow's bad. I mean, Sheryl Crow and Amy Grant both talked about their faith, but most they're wild.
Yeah.
Politics aside, Sheryl Crow's a badass. God, she was fucking great. But I bit my tongue when she afterwards we hung around for a few hours. She had me, her, and Brad and Michelle. bit my tongue when she went through her political spill.
Yeah, Sheryl Crow, I Will Remember You was
She had
song at a lot of our dedications.
she had some interesting things. Said, yeah, she was sorry. Her career began with Michael Jackson. She was Michael Jackson's backup singer back in the 80s. And she mentioned some, it was just later in life in their 90s. She put two together. Let's just put that away.
Yeah. Hey, Derisive.
Hey, how are you, Sharon? Everything
I'm good. How are you?
pretty good. Just trying to have a chill day.
Yeah.
My work week was pretty brutal, and I woke up with a headache, but it's relenting now, and I'm just gonna take it easy. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. It's Saturday, so I'm happy.
Yes.
I like those weekends. You should join in the month, Derisive.
I just did. I just clicked the button to do it.
Good deal.
I'll let you go. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Matt.
I was going to go this far run. There's one guest coming up who is by the end of September. And he backed over his son. He shows up at baseball, batting cage. Son gets out of the truck, somehow backs over. Wife accused him of doing it. And they went on social media. Aaron Solomon, if you Google this guy's name, and you saw Jason the Rabbit, like this guy's a fucking asshole. He killed his son, all this stuff. And Aaron's like, so he spoke out for the first time about it. Just, April, we take this episode. Well, come to 2 weeks later, the ex-wife, gets arrested for hiring a hitman to try to kill him.
What?
Which is the follow-up. Now, it's obviously going to be the follow-up because we brought it back. Oh, yeah, crazy. See, back to women, y'all can be crazy.
I know. Women are the craziest.
All right, y'all
We got those hormones.
I know, right? Well, you do reach me, share my
I will.
so there you go. All right, I'll talk to y'all later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Hired a hitman. Yeah. Good luck, Derisive, trying to find some chill rooms on Clubhouse today.
Yeah, I just, I've been saying that I realize now that Clubhouse is sort of like a casino in the sense that once you start, because, I've taken a number of long breaks from Clubhouse. The last one was 7 months where I didn't have the app installed at all. And then I came back and started doing some rooms. And it's like a casino in the sense that once you start playing a little bit, you really want to keep playing a lot. And you also, 84% of the time are going to lose while doing it.
Yeah.
And so right now, I was just like, any room where they're not yelling at each other is A-okay for me. I don't care what they're talking about.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of hard to get away from. I mean, it's people are crazy.
Yeah, but I think today they're actually going to solve what's going on in Israel and Palestine. They're really close.
Yeah. You think so?
Yeah, just, it's like the last 45-minute stretch on Clubhouse, and then they'll have come to a meeting of the minds on that issue.
Yeah. Now, if we could only get all the personal drama to resolve itself.
Yeah. Have you seen Ewing lately?
Yeah. He was in here a while ago.
He's back into his top tier trolling game. So
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He doesn't disappoint. BB was in here earlier, and they were both in here at the same time. I was like,
okay.
I'm uncomfortable. I get uncomfortable with those things. But, yeah. What you gonna do? into the halls and see what's happening and popping out there. But it's been a good room, y'all. Thanks for showing up.
Okay, nice to hear from
I'm
you.
sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry we're not like the typical Roger rooms with all the excitement, but
No.
you know, it is what it is until he returns.
Is he gone?
He is. He's deactivated right now. He's wrapping up vacation, and there's been some stuff going on the app, so we're just holding down the fort with our little, boring real life topics.
Is this his room?
It is. This is his house, yeah.
Oh.
Yes. This is his house.
Bye, my time then. Okay.
Okay.
Bye, darling.
Bye, hon. I'll talk to you later. Y'all be good. Just be safe out there on the clubhouse streets.
Are you leaving?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see what else is out there.
Take care, stay safe. Be well.
Absolutely. It was great meeting you, Maddox. I hope you come around and join all the rooms. We love having you here.
Thank you. And likewise, too. Like, for me, it's been amazing. Like, meeting you guys, hearing y'all, talking to y'all, texting y'all. It's been phenomenal. But catch up soon, yeah?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sure we'll have more rooms later.
Cool. I'm probably going to be there for it later, even, yeah? But
All right.
I'll join the group, so I'm going to get a notification if there's any rooms.
You will. Yep.
So,
Yep.
Until then.
Perfect.
All right.
Bye, y'all.
Ciao for now.
I don't know why you're coming back. You're the one that is saying you want to hold somebody's mental health.
I need to tell you what you think. That I have to, basically, he was saying it was trust the process. It's a process, and it's one that I just have to take. I think I have to remove my hands off of it and just trust the process. And that's good. Whatever he gets respected by my man. This is look at this here. So go ahead and repeat that. So black men don't like black women. What?
This is just what I've heard, like listening to black men on social media talk about black women. There's even a video of a black man going around with a blower blowing off black women's weaves.
White women don't like black men.
I'm just saying, I know that black men criticize black women for their masculinity. Is that not true? That that's the stuff they're like, black women are too masculine. I don't think white women really wear wigs.
They actually do. They wear clips. They wear wigs.
I've never known a white girl in my life to wear wigs. I mean, I'm sure some of them do.
You're from Broke Nation. A lot of white girls are.
The white girls that I went to school with did not wear wigs. I've never seen a white woman
Where'd you go
wear
to
a wig.
school?
But black women, about 95 to 99% of them. Is this what you want me to just be playing music? Like, what's this dude doing?
You say you ain't like that.
What I'm asking you, you're not answering my question. Do you want me to play music?
No, I want you to ask to move to the Google bit. The fuck is going on here?
And they ain't gotta be registered in case some nigga watch. You niggas like get a line.
Do you think that Clubhouse is where mentally ill people go?
What did you say?
you now.
Yeah, I'm starting
That's funny you would say that, Jess. We were just talking about this morning. I invited my friend Mary on the app, and she's just sitting in the food, and she's like, girl, the clubhouse is like, it's full of people that need help.
Yeah, this is really like a lot of these people need help, bro.
Yes, and this is a place where they come, all their demons and dysfunctions, they can come here and be anonymous with it and just let it all go. You know what I mean? I mean, he's clearly a racist. And he just came in here and he shut right out. He just immediately called me a nigga.
Who, that MC person? That person that Cuddy was just saying?
Yes, he came in and he said, so what's up, nigga? I'm like, what? Really? He said that black men gave him the permission because it's a term of endearment. I had to go on. I'm gonna go on mute and start acting because I might lose my fucking shit. But yeah, he said, yeah. Term of endearment.
That's what I be saying, y'all. How violence works sometimes. These niggas have not been smacked. I mean, like with the whole hand, like, you know, when you take a smack like up in the air and bring it down, like, pow, shut your ass up.
Use the back of the hand too, so they can shut up.
The fuck wrong with you? The fuck you mean, nigga? That never happened. The white boys that I've been around, they ain't got pop, so they already know. You know, they got the fire slapped out of them, so they do that.
Okay, let me look up some stuff. Come on, Belle.
People are afraid to get into the streets, and that changes everything. Because there's no resistance, there's no organization, and we're afraid to do it.
Yeah, but one thing that's not gonna happen in my family with all these men, that's why I just say, you know, you come on Clubhouse to get your shit off for real though. With all these men in my family and
Kahanas did great work for Israeli security, saved many lives. Why are the old saying they are Kahanas? Kahanas, what is your Kahanas arrangement saying?
if you had said that in front of my boys or the men in my family, they would have completely knocked the fucking taste out of his mouth, calling me a nigga. That would
Starting commission.
So if he get locked up, we gonna make it 10 times harder for him in prison. He ain't gonna be eating no.
I'm literally trying to work here.
Where is this? So he only can do this shit on the app. Like, do this shit on the app, in prison, in the street. He only got limits. You know what I'm saying? So he know that. I ain't gotta be in the story. If he get locked up in Texas, they gonna take everything from that boy. So he gonna do. The Mexicans even gonna be on his ass. Cause the Mexicans don't fuck with him. We gonna be putting deals on him like, we got this one. So we get the first one. Like, the Mexicans, we gonna get the second white person. And it's back to us. You know, we passing them. Even the hardest white dude you ever seen gonna get fucked up. We gonna make
Yeah, I remember the Dean Cain who used to play Superman. Y'all don't remember him?
That's the guy who's now going to be part of us.
Yeah, he gonna be an ice agent.
Yeah. He already started. He was talking about some arrest that he made the other day. There's a video clip up there of it already.
If I'm a Mexican, Dean Cain run up on me, I'm whooping him. I'm gonna make my name that day. I might go to jail, but I'm whooping Dean Cain ass. And I'm record this because I'm finna fight this guy.
that shit over here on me, bro. I'm keeping that shit cool. You trying to disrespect women. First off, that's already a no-go. And then that's kind of disrespecting me. I'm here. Like, nigga, cut that shit out, cracker. Like, I ain't even trying to call you no cracker, but you playing the wrong game. Like, ain't nobody trying to do that lame shit. We heard that shit too many times.
That's the work must be slow if you gotta sign up to be an ICE agent. Probably not, too good. He couldn't like do no episodes of SVU or nothing.
Work is slow, you know. You need to Hollywood ain't looking for you. No, nothing, not even a Geico commercial. There's something out there besides go and arrest you. But I think he's in deep down, he's just showing you who he is. He wants to go out there and try to be tough and get rid of some immigrants at the same time and make a name for himself on the MAGA set. So
I found a lady last night. She was doing like profiles on pretty much everybody in the cabinet, and she did hit a profile on Stephen Miller. Have y'all ever seen his wife?
yes, I thought she was having an affair with Elon. They accused her of having an affair with Elon Musk.
Yo, they said the wife is terrible. They was giving I forget what school she went to, but they was like she's a psychopath. You know, she is a really, really mean, hateful person. And they was like that but they said that the reason why they think that he's like that is because his first girlfriend was a Mexican girl from like a border town. And you know, everybody hated it. They said they used to use him for like liquor runs because he was already balding and he looked old already. So they just used a pretty girl. She dated him, but like I guess they were saying she felt sorry for him. That's kind of why she dated him. And then like I guess the more she learned about him, she was just like she couldn't deal with him either. So she ended up ghosting him. And they say that they think that's part of the reason why he has like this big heart on for like Latinos out of here and stuff. And then he got with her. But the reason why I brought that up was because she doesn't look white. She looks like she's like really dark and has dark hair, very swarthy. So I think he likes like Hispanic women. That's what I got from that. And so in turn,
Couple tickets.
That's why he has such
to
a
pay it forward, so no one has an excuse.
In the case of the leaked emails with all that hot.
In an anarchy-style situation.
I think anybody was
yeah, they were saying the wife is really hateful. Like everybody that went to school with her, they was like giving like the accounts of her. And they was just like, she's really, really looks like a terrible person. Like he is too, but she's like worse, supposedly.
When this little sprinter was about to win the race,
which I didn't know.
Couple tickets.
Oh, and then he did one on Mark Rubio. Did y'all know that Mark Rubio stepbrother used to be like a Miami drug lord? And he was staying with Marco Rubio when the feds caught him and they kicked down his door. And then he sent a special letter to the government to get him a license. All these, like everybody's corrupt, but these motherfuckers.
You guys discussed the fact that Abrigo Garcia was let out for like home arrest. You talked about that?
Not this morning, but we talked about it yesterday. You know what? Y'all, he needs to get his passport. Did they give him back his passport? He needs to go. Wait, hold on, Judas. Hold on, Judas. Hold on, Judas. I don't know if it's backing up, but Abrego needs to move. He needs, if they gave him back his passport, he needs to go to Canada because they are not going to let him live. So,
No, they're
that's what we're
looking to
looking at.
deport him.
These crimes against Syrian
I
people.
don't remember which one I read this morning.
But he can't go to Canada?
Yeah,
I
I love how America does this, how there's always a big dollars.
I'm just saying he needs to leave.
Yeah.
Because they gonna try to deport him ASAP is what the reports keep saying.
But if he's on home arrest, then he's walking around with a thing around his ankle. I don't think he's going to be able to pack bags.
He's on house arrest. Okay, I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they're threatening now to deport him in 3 days to some other horrible place. I don't know.
Sorry, I was talking to somebody.
Good morning, you guys.
Good morning. So you are tracking what's going on with Garcia?
Yeah, they want her to go to Uganda on Monday.
So they said a complete
I'm sorry,
complete guilt to send him to Costa Rica.
Right, Uganda.
Yeah, he had the offer to go to Costa Rica, and now they're like Uganda.
Yeah, because he won't plead guilty.
Costa Rica.
Right.
Oh, so Uganda's a punishment.
Yep, it is.
Oh my God.
I'll sue the shit out of the United States.
So what would you guys do? Would you guys go ahead and plead guilty and go to Costa Rica and be about your life? Or would you just keep fighting this?
I will go right to Costa Rica. Please leave me alone. You and y'all crazy ass white people. I will go to Costa Rica. Just leave me alone.
I don't even know that that's an option still. I think that might be off the table.
Just give me some money and let me go to Costa Rica because y'all hoes crazy. And I'll try to come back in 4 years when we get somebody else.
I would take the Costa Rica deal. Can he take his family with him to Uganda? Or is just him being deported into some unknown hellhole prison?
My take is that it's probably another hellhole prison. I don't think they're giving him any choices. I think they let him go home for a couple days before they're going to be on him again. That'd be fantastic if you could just get the hell out of here. I'm not sure how he would do it.
I don't know how you gonna do that, but I don't care about this shit. Do we care about this shit?
It's interesting that you try in case something happens, you know? So we know how to live. I mean,
Why don't you care?
I mean, that's what he did, man.
You mean what you're saying is that you don't care?
Obviously, you safe, man. He in good hands and believing in what he needs to believe in. I'm cool with it. I think he's doing it right. You heard me?
well, I heard you. And it's interesting that he says that, because this is where our country is going to.
Right.
It's individualism. I don't care about what happens to you. It's all about me. And fuck it. I think this is where we're going. I mean, I get what he's saying, but I also feel that we have to be cognizant of what's going on around us and who's not being given their rights or whatever. Because it was him, and now it's us. Because I was saying the same thing like when we were talking, and now look what's happening. It's a concerted effort to erase Black history, and now I'm in the spotlight. Now it's me. So I don't know, bro. I get what you're saying, and I appreciate those words, but we
when somebody else trying to steal y'all name, like I try to find, publicly correct. And you somebody else with the same name trying to steal y'all spot.
Politically, not publicly, it's politically correct.
Yeah, politically correct. I mean, I'm not, trying not to learn. I can learn from you. You smart and stuff like that. I mean, like it's sometimes like when you not in like the nurse room, you might not know what adversary is. You might not know certain words in the room, so it's cool. But like I don't be in like the government, like White House and stuff, so I might not look up them words. I might look up a different word. I can tell you about modest. You know what modest mean?
Yes, sir, I do.
So it's like,
Are you modest? Are you modest?
yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite word.
Oh wow.
What's your favorite word? Politically?
Empathy. Empathy is my favorite word.
Okay, so like, what that mean?
That means that I care about others and I'm selfless and I give more than I take. So I'm empathetic. If something happens to you, I'm in here for you. I'm in concern for you. I want to help you. You know what I mean? That's empathetic.
Okay. I think you broke the word down pretty good. That's good. I believe it.
How old are you? You sound like my son. Are you in your 20s? Are you in your 20s? Yeah.
Yes.
That's interesting.
I'm not in my 40s. I'm 27. Yeah, I mean, chill.
Your age group these days are always chilling.
I mean, I don't worry about another man, so I just know about what I'm doing. We might be both the same age, but I'm doing something else and he's doing something else. I don't know what he's doing.
Who's he?
You know,
Who's he?
whoever you say my age group, you put me in a group. So, I mean, I'm
Oh, no. I'm just, okay, yeah, I don't know.
That's what I tell women when they be talking to me on the phone. Like, they be talking about men is so mean and doing this. I be like, don't tell me about no man. I don't got nothing to do with it. Like, don't be telling me about no other dudes. I don't know nothing about them. I'm not your best friend. I'm not your gay best friend. Like, don't do that. I'm not gay.
How you know?
Put me in that situation.
Oh my God, I wish I was 20 in 2025 because this is hilarious. I mean, y'all can breathe. I swear to God, I wish I could go back and just be 20 in 2025 because y'all
You was already 20, so you already know stuff.
Nah, see, when I was 20, I wasn't speaking with how you guys speak. I mean, y'all on some new shit. I mean, really just, I don't know.
They gonna be on some whack shit because they be on the phone all the time. They don't be in the streets. See, when I was like younger, I was always outside. The street lights come on and stuff. But these kids, they be on the phone. Or either they just be shooting guns. So it's gonna be the middle. You ain't seeing the middle of it, like the in between, like Garden of Eden. You know where the devil be and where the angel be. You know, you ain't gonna be in the middle. So you don't know what it's like. Let me shut up.
Yeah, this is what I don't know. And I'm glad I have you guys.
But like,
educate me.
So what?
I said it's a lot that I don't know, and I'm glad I got you younger people to educate me.
Nah, you just taught me some shit about intimacy or something like that. And you said you care and stuff like that. You like an adversary, like in the hospital. Like, you know.
No, you mean an advocate? Because adversary means that I'm against you. I'm an adversary. But you mean advocate? I'm an advocate.
My name. See what you saying? The nurse taught me what that word means. I got what you saying.
It's advocate, like
adversary. If you're an advocate and you're an adversary, that's not like too far from the same word.
Yeah, it is, babe. Go look those two words up. They're totally
And I
different.
know nobody babe, don't do that.
I'm sorry, that's just a habit. Nobody's trying to baby you. That's just a habit.
Cool. I ain't tripping.
Where did everybody go?
Like, sometimes stuff gets silent. People can't handle the silence. That's what I was saying.
I have attention deficit disorder, so.
Yeah, I can talk, but I'm trying to work on controlling my.
You gonna do that now? Okay, right.
I'm practicing on that.
I ain't knocking the hustle, bro. Cause they can't knock the hustle. They can't knock the hustle.
I was too far away from my phone. I was grateful. That's one of my favorite words. Gratitude.
You say gratitude your favorite word?
That's one of them. I got a lot of them.
What that mean, gratitude?
It means that I appreciate what I have. I appreciate the blessings I've been given. It means, so the root word, great. We'll break it down. Yeah. Words are really important.
Knock you down for what you're saying, like it's cool, like.
No, words are really important. Well, we have someone in this room that's a wordsmith. Yeah, you should come back one day when she's in here because she's really good at breaking words down.
Who are you talking about?
We have someone that comes in this room who's a wordsmith, and she's really good. She's a linguist. Do you know what that is?
Before I talk about that, I asked you a question like who that is. If you said somebody's name.
I don't need to say their name. They're not here. I don't like talking about people's names when they're not here.
You're not saying nothing bad though. You just saying like they smart.
I know, but it's not necessary. But it's not necessary to name them.
And they hear how I'm gonna know who they is.
Well, when you come back, she has a real doctor by her name.
Okay, that's fine. I ain't tripping.
Yeah. So, and she's really good with words. I'm just letting you know. I mean, she's really good if you want to learn.
Yeah, I know somebody that help you out and do all that, but I ain't gonna tell you their name because they.
Where do you live? Are you in the south or the west or the east? Where are you located? You don't have to tell your exact location, but are you the south? Are you the east? Are you the northwest? Where do you live?
Is you trying to see if I'm gonna lie to you or something? I mean, I got it in my bio.
Oh, I didn't even get it. I'm driving, so I didn't get a chance to click on your bio.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna tell you. Don't look at it if you're driving. I'm in Birmingham, but like I'm in Birmingham, but I'm like one out of one. You're not gonna find nobody in Birmingham that's moving like this. So you'll be fooled by the images. You'll think everybody the same, but they not. You'll think everybody the same, but they not.
You know, I'm just intrigued by you, Birmingham and Mississippi and Tennessee.
Don't be intrigued by Memphis. Because of Memphis, I've been to Memphis. You know, I'm from Birmingham. I've been to Memphis, and it's not what you think. The day one when you show up is not gonna be what you think. So don't go there. You know, I'm a handsome dude, so I'll tell you, like, that's, you know, they got like HIV stuff going on and stuff, like, don't go there. You might start liking somebody out there and they ass will be on some other shit. I'm just helping you out, like, just chill. Like, be on Clubhouse, relax, cool. At least you ain't out there getting caught up in no dumb stuff, like, that what they do.
Y'all should see my face. I mean, we really have to get on the point where we can be streaming. Yeah, I don't think I wasn't going out there to find a bait or anything like that. So it's just interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but like the only reason I started talking because you said some stuff that I know about. Like you said that dude was saying nigga and stuff, and I'm like, I play NBA 2K all the time, and the white folks that get on NBA 2K, they come a dime and a dozen. Like sometimes you'll find some cool white people, but majority of the time when I play a video game, I find some people saying nigga. The first thing they say on the mic is nigga. Like they don't do nothing else. And I've been playing that game for like 3 years. But I'm gonna start playing it soon when I get some other shit going. But I be talking shit to them. But the black people on the game, they help the white person. And I just be outcast as fuck. And I just talk shit to all they ass. Like I be 4v1 in their ass. They be quitting the game because I be talking so much shit. But like I'm on Clubhouse.
So what are we talking about?
I'm putting you on game. That's what we talking about. Like you don't play 2K. Like this is just a learning thing, so you won't have to go through. Yeah, if you was to cut on the game and play it, then you will see it. But if you don't want to cut on the game and play it, you ain't gotta see it. You can just like, okay, this is what he said, so this is what it is, and I already know what's gonna happen if I cut that shit on. So if you cut it on, you be like, oh, I know how to move already. You can't even play me. But if you sit up in this bitch act like a nigga ain't saying nothing, you cut that shit on and that shit start happening, you gonna be like, damn, you calling me a nigga? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be in that situation. And then there's gonna be another nigga that to come through trying to talk shit for you, or you gonna be talking shit, but you a woman, so it ain't gonna hit the same. They just gonna use that shit as like you know, they're gonna use that shit. Cause it's mostly dudes on that game. That's all I'm saying. Oh, the male nigga. I know this nigga.
Well, did you say that you were 28? Or in your late 20s? Because you look like you're around 18 in your picture.
Okay, I did want to play this clip real quick. What they've learned about the transcript. Give me a second. I gotta get music. Okay, I didn't get a chance to listen, but we do have a bunch of transcripts that the audios, and I'm not gonna be able to play them till later. Or we can play them at Lisa's room, but they got them at the Department of Justice. Obviously, not the Department of Justice, but the DOJ website. Let me go ahead and play what NBC News has as far as what they've heard and what they learned.
Ghislaine Maxwell, in her own words, describing her interactions with President Trump decades ago.
Oh yeah, I fuck with Trump. That boy savage.
She also says she does not believe former President Clinton did anything inappropriate either, interacting with Jeffrey Epstein, who would later become a convicted sex offender. Over 2 days last month, Maxwell spoke with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, who was once one of President Trump's personal lawyers. The White House has been facing mounting pressure to release more information about the investigation into Epstein, with the Justice Department concluded died by suicide while awaiting trial in 2019. Conspiracy theories have swirled that he was murdered to cover up a client list.
Did you know the existence of any such list? Let me tell you this.
Maxwell was asked about what she thinks happened. Still, she insists that Epstein likely would not have been targeted by someone outside the prison. Maxwell serving 20 years as Epstein's co-conspirator in the sex trafficking of young women, though her attorney says she's innocent. Also today, the Justice Department turned over the first batch of its Epstein files to Congress in response to a subpoena.
I'm in support of keeping it open. I don't want you to be very, but I'm in support of keeping it totally open. I think let's mention that this file so don't deserve to be. People continue everybody involved.
Gabe Gutierrez joins us now from the White House. Gabe, could Ghislaine Maxwell be pardoned here?
Gotti, several survivors of Epstein's crimes and their families are vehemently against that. But today, Maxwell's attorney and his client was a scapegoat after Epstein died in prison. The president recently said that he was allowed to pardon her, but no one had asked him.
Gabe Gutierrez at the White House. Gabe, thank you.
That's it.
Tonight, Lionel Menendez making his case for freedom to a California.
Niggas watch YouTube. I think everybody here watch YouTube. Like, I don't know why you even playing it. That shit ain't. That's some regular shit. Niggas chilling and cut this shit off. Check this shit out.
Did y'all hear me at all? Anything?
No, we heard that damn fucking shit through the intercom.
The intercom, that's what they have at school, guys, the intercom.
So y'all didn't hear the news paper article? Newspaper. News article.
Yeah, it was about gasoline.
Yeah. He said he heard it through the intercom.
That's why I thought it was funny, because that's where you hear it in high school.
Yeah, he's a high school kid. So what do y'all think? Like, do you think that she doctored her answers because she knows that she's under scrutiny right now, and this may be her chance of getting her?
Absolutely, this is her get out of jail free card, her pardon. She's gonna lie and lie, of course. I think somebody last night in here said, or somewhere today, that there's going to be some press conference with the victims this week. And I don't know where that came from, that information. I'm going to try to find that, because that will be really interesting to hear. We'll see about it.
And that's the problem. I mean, coming in there and lying is not going to do her any good with all these people still alive to go in there and tell their truth. It's just ridiculous. Do people think this shit out, or they just come up with a plan and think everybody else is going to lay down? If I know that I'm a liar, if I know that I've done so much damage to so many people who are still alive, and I'm literally going to try to pretend like it never happened, that I'm going to rewrite fucking history, I don't get that part. I really am absolutely stunned.
Well, remember that they're all watching him do it. So, when the guy in charge is doing it 24/7, it's pretty easy to think, well, I'll just do the same thing. That's that, what's that woman with the alternative news, the alternative facts? I mean, this has been coming for years. So, yeah, they figure may as well just say, well, I didn't see anything, I didn't hear anything, I wasn't there. It doesn't matter. There's no reality, but that's why I want to find out about that press conference, because I would really love to hear them be able to speak.
Yeah, just like Trump yesterday, it's all about lying. It's all about who can tell the best lies and what lies can be believed. Because he straight up lied yesterday when he said that he didn't know nothing about the raid that was was just amazing.
Yeah, fucking Adams.
Keegan too.
Yeah, he has clipped a lot of my shit. He's an annoying F word.
Yep.
He's an annoying N word F word.
He's annoying F word, N word.
And Wednesday, press conference for the
I don't know, just
Side note, Southwest Airlines will begin
That's okay. It's all worth it, you know, because I'm filming all this. So, like, when Adams gives these little speeches with his Darren LaHood PR, and he's giving me a lot of content, I'm not wasting my time over here. I'm filming everything all these idiots say.
They're also going to have people purchase for their baggage. If you bring extra baggage, you're going to have to pay for it.
I know. They're crazy.
They're just going to implement a baggage policy first.
Correct.
For example,
Wait, you're gonna do what?
They're just
this one person, he said, I never dumped somebody.
carry-on, how they used to have it, they doing away with it.
Yeah, so free carry-on.
So now you have to pay just like everybody else.
Did you know, Just that,
For the rest of my life.
I love Southwest. They got started flying the Texas Triangle, Austin, Houston, Dallas, and their advertisement in the 70s was, if you were to take a trip on any of these airplanes for the Triangle, you would get a $30 ticket and a handle of premium liquor. Until the TABC, or Texas Alcohol Beverage Commission, was like, hey, you can't actually do that. But that was how the airline got started, advertising premium liquor for people.
Dig deep into your pockets, Julian.
So they're really gonna get rid of
So you don't care about the fat people having up 2 seats, just sort that, just the carry. You only give a fuck about the carry-on.
I mean, I don't know what to think about the fat people having to buy an extra seat. I would like it if they didn't have to. It seems like it'd be a better way to operate.
They don't lose their popularity with them too, because that's why I only fly there because of that policy. So now there's no reason to no more. And that's why people that work with them, they don't have
Kitover.
people stupid.
And from there
They
on,
get rid of why people start. That's not true.
and from there on,
those seats are so narrow on Southwest. You know, they're very narrow seats. And I don't consider myself skinny, and I don't consider myself fat, but I don't feel comfortable like I do on like JetBlue or Delta. Yeah, I can see if I was a little overweight, I'd have to get 2 seats. I can feel that. You know, they are very narrow.
Are they being accused of being discriminatory by charging for the second seat if somebody's obese?
What really upsets them all is when I do these fundraiser rooms and people are actually donating. It drives the haters crazy.
And that certain airlines, other airlines also have a policy of making people purchase 2 seats.
If you want to get
I'm
lost,
just not sure which ones.
Bitch, shut up.
Like anybody cares who any loser is on this app, as if it matters. One person is trying to organize and bring some glory and some order to the clubhouse streets, and it's just a ghetto. This is literally a ghetto.
I didn't hear that part of it.
Well, the original story was that overweight people were going to have to pay double the seats, and then I said they're also having to pay extra for their baggage. Like, you can bring on 1 free check-on, but after that, you're going to have to pay for it.
I think that's the way it's been. You can only have 1 free bag you can carry with you, and anything checked has to be paid for. I mean,
Yeah, from what I understand, it's a fairly standard part of the airline industry.
So what do we we talking about here, Lisa? What's the news? What's going on?
Y'all, I'm hanging out with y'all. I'm on a little extensive drive here, and I thought I'd come and hang out with y'all. Find out what's happening. When I went to sleep last night, it was all about this nonsense. Basically dealing with what was going on down in DC. My whole room just went left about it. So I'm hoping as of today, because he said today he was going into Chicago. That's what he said. So, I guess he's done tap dancing and clowning in DC. Now he's moving on to Chicago, and then next week he should be in New York. So that's what I got. So I got that there were 19 places he was going, and I actually saw the list of them. I should go back and look at it. Yeah, I think all this is performative. But I did go back, and find out that he arrested 790 something odd people. Maybe double digits as far as finding illegal aliens. I played the arrest of this. I don't know where he was from, but he spoke Spanish, and it was hard. It was heart wrenching. It was very heart wrenching. He was literally yelling for his life. Horrible. And I'm zero basis, like just somebody on the street. Just was in traffic in DC, like literally in traffic, and they walked up to his car. They eyeballed him, because that's what you can do now. You can eyeball people, and decided that by looking at him, he was an illegal alien. So they went and pulled him on his car, and he was on the sidewalk. Well, they had him all pinned down. It wasn't nice. About 12 of them were on top of him, and he was literally crying for his life. He's like, I'm not a criminal. I work here. Just let me go home to my family. It was heart wrenching though. I was like, wow. And people like walking by, they look helpless, but yet still, nobody reached out to make sure that he was not gonna die on that sidewalk with 12 people on his back. So I think we're getting immune to the violence. We're getting immune to the destructive behavior and the cops and everything. We're becoming immune to it. Don't you feel? Like now when we see cops beat the shit out of people, it's like a part of being of normality.
It's not really into it. Just we're not willing to take that. Like, as much as I may feel for it, I'm not gonna jump out there. If they doing that to you, they definitely gonna do it to me. So, I mean, that's how it is.
Just, I think they're banking on that. This is, it's human nature. I agree. But I think that's part of their master plan. They were banking on just the fatigue of it all, and nobody wanted to get involved and going to jail. We just walk by it now. It's like, I ain't get involved in that. I'm not, I don't want to be involved because I don't want to put myself. And I'm exactly that person right now too. Of course.
Hey Lisa, I just dropped an Instagram reel in the chat. This is what's going on in LA, in Linwood. I know you're driving, so you can't see it, but I want you guys to watch it and listen. Listen to what these men are saying to people as they try to arrest them. I don't want to say any more than that. I want you guys to go out and listen to this. And I'm boots on the ground every morning, as you know, doing what I don't want to say what I'm doing. Anyway, just listen to this. So if you think this might be performative, being down out here, I honestly don't think it is. I really think they're gunning for everybody. Anyway, that's it. Just listen to this Instagram. It's so disturbing.
But when I say the performative, like, he's doing this in the
the fashion by which the outcome, I don't think is performative, but the manner by which this is being done, deploying troops, ICE, and having people come and join as independent contractors, more like bounty hunters, all this kind of stuff. It's just it's extra. It's extra, and I think he's doing it to be performative, to show the MAGA people how purportedly strong he is and how he's a leader, and damn near on the level, on the edge of being a dictator. I think he is a dictator. People are like, this is like a dictator. No, it is dictation. What are we talking about right now? This is someplace I don't even recognize, I mean, never. This country, I don't recognize it anymore. I don't recognize anything about this country.
Some of the worst case scenarios we've been laying out for months, they keep getting worse. The worst scenarios are not the worst scenarios anymore. They're all the way there. I think we're all the way there. I mean, we're beyond authoritarianism right now. We're like really close to the fascism. And I looked up what the difference was, and it said that one of the defining differences is when the military is used. Then it starts to really get close to all-out fascism. I mean, if he ends up putting troops in every city, it's over. You know, game over. I mean, I don't know what's left. I mean, you want to live in a city where there's, military vehicles and
Our governor not going. He already kind of, he's a Republican, but he ain't going. Westmore already said he's not going. So,
So then what happens culturally? Like Tim Walz is my governor. He would never go for it. But if he says, no, get the fuck out of here, does he have power to do that? I mean, what does it come down to?
Technically, he's supposed to be able to, because every state has their own, state patrol. Not state patrol, but, I forget, Patty probably know what I'm talking about, but, Army, whatever. And they're supposed to have their own jurisdiction, from how I understand it. Just like with any law enforcement, the FBI can't just run up on an APD case and say, all right, unless it has federal components or it breaks federal law. So unless people are down here breaking massive federal laws, I don't see how they're gonna do it. Now, will you do it anyway? Probably, but I definitely don't think our governor is gonna go for it.
Well, I'm in Minneapolis where George Floyd was, and what happened here. The malls did not want the National Guard here, and he stuck them anyway. So, but what I read was that all it takes is for Trump to declare that we're in a national emergency, and then he can jump over those rules or those laws.
I think so. Where you are, but so if that's the case, I think that is right. But I just don't know. He may, but declaring a national emergency, that's a lot.
Well, that's how you call off election. And I think that's the plan. Morning, Dr. AG.
Happy Saturday!
Happy Saturday.
Hey, loser. Hey, Jimmy.
What up, y'all? What up? What the hell I miss on this app?
Well, I was just looking at the New York Times, and they have a front page article today that is entitled How Trump Used 10 Emergency Declarations to Justify Hundreds of Actions. So it says in his 7 months back in office, President Trump has declared 9 national emergencies, plus crime emergency in Washington. And those emergency declarations have been used to justify hundreds of actions, including immigration measures, sweeping tariffs, energy deregulation, so that typically require congressional approval or lengthy regulatory review. So then there's a chart that shows every quote emergency declaration and the actions that flowed from each. There's a whole chart here. I'm going to go ahead and can you mod me for a second and I can just gift it up to the top of the room?
Here's what Trump does. I don't know if you can.
Are y'all talking?
Why I didn't ask for sausage from Kate?
Hey Debbie, yeah, everybody's talking. You can't hear us? Oh, we here.
Yeah, I would just ask if you wanted the link for that because it shows every emergency declaration and then what the actions have been that have followed it. There's a whole chart of it. If you want me to give the room with the article, I can do that. So.
Have y'all figured out how to slow Trump's bitch ass down yet?
The what?
Have y'all figured out how to slow Trump's bitch ass down yet?
No.
The CHF is going to do that, Gemini.
Oh my God, is that Gemini?
There ain't going to be long. I just heard your voice, Gemini. I'm like driving. I was like, wait a minute, is that Gemini? What's that, Gemini?
What's good, y'all? Been working off the app. Get my grind on.
I've been listening here for long. Glad to hear your voice.
It's good to hear y'all. I'm just stopping by to show face. I ain't gonna stay long, but I wanted to make sure I came through and say what's up to everybody.
That's nice of you to drop by. Grace us with your presence.
See what kind of good shit I done missed out on, because I know y'all been turned up in here on some.
Oh, you missed out on a lot, bruh. You have to come by. And you know what's going on out there, so you know what's going on in here.
Yeah, I'm more tuned in to what's going on outside. I touched grass for about a month. I'm good. I'm moving around.
Can I stream Aaron Parnas's morning report on the uptick now that's going on with military presence? Yes or no? Lisa? Culturally, anybody?
Go ahead.
Okay, that's what I was asking. All right, here you go.
We have major news right now. We're about to see a major uptick in National Guard presence in 19 states across the country. More than 1,700 members of the National Guard are set to deploy in August through mid-November for a 3-month period. Here's what we know right now. The 19 states obtained by Fox News included Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Mexico, Ohio, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, Wyoming, and Texas is projected to have the largest National Guard presence in the state. However, this does not include what Donald Trump expects to do in Chicago and in New York, which may include the National Guard as well. So this is separate and apart. This is for immigration enforcement for crime-related issues in those states. Many of those states are red and Republican states. We now have more than 2,000 members of the military in Washington, D.C. To have 1,700 more deployed in 19 states across the country. And get ready, Chicago and New York, because you're next. So spread the word.
Y'all know this is a dry run for martial law, right?
What's dry about it?
Right. Otherwise, keep this clown in office. That's all this is. To see how you're going to react. That's what COVID did. They wanted to see how you reacted when they said you can't go anywhere, you can't do this, you can't do that. and now they're putting martial presence. You have to understand the United States military is the most lethal force the world has ever seen. They are not designed to wound. They're not designed to police. They're not designed to give a fuck. They are designed to eliminate the threat, the end. And you put something like that and you unleash that on civilians. That's called martial law.
Yeah, but they're also not designed to do that to the civilians too. So I think there's a point at which, the soldier or whatever has to make a decision. And I mean, that's yet to be seen, but I don't know that the United States Army is not Trump's Gestapo, and I think that I would hope that there's enough people with integrity and just, that understand how American law works, that, they can't be sicked on the people of this country. That's, what I think.
And that's the key word you said, I hope. See, a soldier is just that. A soldier does follow orders. And when you replace generals who stood in Trump's way like he did, and when he fired them, replaced them with his puppets like he did, those soldiers are those individuals. There was a reason, or there was an influence of people who joined the armed forces once he got into office, like minds. So with that being said, a soldier is just that. They're not a robot. And yes, some of them may question and things of that, but the vast majority of them will not believe they will because they swore an oath to the country. They swore an oath to the president's office. So I don't think it's going to be I don't think you're going to see the valor in what you speak of.
We got some soldiers here even next time.
Well, absolutely. I'm working with a lot of them.
Justice, right? It's not going to happen that way. It's not legal. It's not legal. Not just here. It's international law against them as well. Right? It's not going to happen.
If that were the case, they wouldn't be, if it's international, they wouldn't be bombing Ukraine, and they wouldn't be bombing Palestinian civilian targets like they do, or taking them out like they do if it was international.
They should do that under the guise of military attack on military and civilian casualties. That's a lot different than direct confrontation. But that's not the U.S. military. The U.S. military is just funding that. They're not doing that. That's
No, the point that I'm trying to make is, he said under the guise, and all it takes is somebody's word. Hey, they're doing this, and that's how I'm not. Then you see the military on, which is what they did, but they still bomb civilian targets. All it takes is for Trump to say, hey, this place over here is one of these states, one of those cities, one of those counties. They're forming a coup against the United States or whatever lie he may construct. That's all it takes. And yeah, it's just somebody's word in leadership. Hey, this is not a hospital. This is a training camp. But you, come on now.
Jerry, do you just question, do you think that in Los Angeles that when they deploy the National Guard, they use any form of force or weapons against the community here in Oakland?
Well, I wasn't there, so
I'm here. That's what I'm asking.
I said I wasn't. That's what I'm saying. I can't speak.
They did. They were present. Any physical contact came from police, right? They were present. They stood there. They held their weapons before they were loaded, right? Y'all know that they're not allowed to have no weapons here. They stood there and they were forced as far as visually. That's it. That's all.
Trump or Hanks has said yesterday that they will be armed and so it's not this, I don't know, it's the to defend themselves from you can't defend yourself. That's
That's the question.
So they said moving forward.
yeah, that's a big thing, yeah.
Yeah, they're looking forward to arming the National Guard. Now, don't get me wrong, I have the utmost respect for the military, my grandfather, my father, and I realize that respect. I come from a long line of military individuals. But I do know that they are not designed to police. They're designed to kill and eliminate the threat.
Yeah, but
something happening that was unintended, right? At any point, we have somebody armed with shit can go wrong, it can go south. So that would be the point that I would be worried about when he would start the martial law business.
I think it's gonna be some tennis where it's actually.
I don't know, Jess, honestly, because every city's different. And of course, people on social media in Chicago say, we're not DC, come here, blah, blah. There's a whole lot of people out here in a whole lot of different situations already thinking about what they're going to do. Now, will they do it? I don't know. But all I know is when you add more guns into a situation with more variables and people who aren't particularly stable, and you have racist-ass people in the military, they exist, they're in there. To me, it's just a mix, right? It's a volatile mix that may not turn out right. It may go very badly in some states.
I have no doubt that it's not gonna go well. I just think that when I think of like the military turning against the public, that's what I think of as Tiananmen Square. And I just don't think. Yeah. I don't think that our military would like stand on post and shoot our civilians.
I don't think so.
Hopefully not. But I do think some shit could go down. Absolutely.
You remember when he held that Bible? Just a moment. When he held that Bible upside down, he had asked the generals, people with him, if they could shoot into the crowd and shoot it like that.
And they did it with
and they could do it with if they did it even with rubber bullets. Okay, you don't know when somebody goes down what they've been hit with, right? It's like this has the potential to go very, very wrong.
Think of it. One thing we learned from the event, one thing we learned from science fiction, the Avengers, the Vision said it, strength begets conflict. Your military is your strength. It's already a challenge. Strength begets conflict. Conflict begets death. It's only a matter of time before something goes wrong. And Miss April just said it. They told them, hey, don't come here with that. We're not DC. That's already an open challenge. So you've got to be careful with these type of things because it doesn't take nothing but one instance in time to set something tragic off.
Jerry and April, I hear what y'all saying, and it's valid, right? Trump is 100% stress testing the system. He's 100% seeing how close to a dictatorship he can come to under our laws by tweaking and doing all kind of shady fuck shit like he likes to do. Like there's 100% accuracy in saying that. But I also think that the checks and balances, although they're working pretty fucking slow, are going to thwart anything that he's trying to do in that nature. Like, there's literally, the UCMJ says that we being soldiers, I'm not one now, but I used to be, right? We only have to follow lawful orders. It's our duty not to follow a lawful order. Same for the Secretary of Defense, right? So when he starts going and trying to implement things that are completely against the Constitution, they legally are supposed to abide to the Constitution and say this is not a lawful order. We don't have to comply. Even though you have the authority to issue the orders, it has to be lawfully compliant with the Constitution. If it's not, we don't move. And if he's telling them to harm civilians, shoot civilians, so on and so forth, that goes against the Constitution, bro.
So I have a quick comment.
Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
Thank you. I have a comment. Okay, so yeah, we know how it's supposed to be, but we have also seen how the people who Trump has appointed are not respectful of how it's supposed to be. And in a situation with the military in the streets, confronting the citizens, all it takes is one person. All it takes is one rogue person who accidentally shoots into the crowd. Like, it doesn't have to be a battalion. It doesn't have to be, I already turned right, thank you. It doesn't have to be, sorry, she's getting on my nerves. It doesn't have to be a whole unit that violates. It only takes one person for this to go very wrong.
My issue is this: court. Trump has an issue. He goes and breaks the law and continues to break it while the lawyers sort it out in court, but he's doing what he wants to. Now, if there was a situation where he was saying, I want to do this, let's take it to court, stress test it against the law before I do it, that's a different story. This is one of the, how can I say it? This is one of the most overt expressions of, I'm going to wipe my left butt cheek with the Constitution and my right butt cheek with the Bill of Rights, and then you can go complain about it in court. And what we're going to do is we're going to legislate it. We're going to challenge it in court and string it out as long as we possibly can while we do what we want to do to the American citizens. And this is the problem that I find.
I agree, but I'm going to refer to my brother Gemini. He said he was in the military, so I'll show you deference because I don't know. My vision kept me out of the military. But with that being said, yes, you said there are laws that says that we cannot and we do not. But again, he's replacing individuals who are like-minded, generals, admirals, other individuals in leadership that are saying, go for it. And they're not abiding, like my man said. They're testing the limits before even saying, hey, should we or could we? They just do. And it doesn't take but one moment in time, like I said, to start something out. But I do hope that our military would question before they did something like that. I just don't know.
I see what you're saying, Jerry, and there's no pushback. He's definitely doing a lot of fuck shit and then just seeing how the cookie crumbles afterwards because he knows the system is rigged in his favor, and he's rigging it even further in his very favor with the gerrymandering and everything else, right? I see what the fuck he's doing. Like, everybody sees what the fuck he's doing. I just don't believe that there's enough people in place that will go for it. I think there's still a line of resistance there that's going to keep him checked to a certain level. Like, he's getting his way in a lot of different formats. Like, I see it. But I just don't think he can completely become the dictator that he yearns to be. Like, I just don't think he can. He's too fucking stupid.
Would that cause a civil war then? Because there are some people in the military that are going to follow him blindly.
Now that's actually what I don't know about a civil, like, all-out war. Well, I don't know shit. I don't know how that shit. I mean, I wasn't there when that started, so it could have been like, just like this. But I do think you're seeing people like even the like mildly racist. I think that some of them are coming to a point where they're like, all right, like it's gonna be, limits are about to be pushed, and even like what you see, the reason why I think that that's more likely is because like the shit with Elon Musk. What I can tell you is when two people with like that are very headstrong, that are powerful, both think they know it all, both got money, they ain't gonna get into it just one time and it's dead. It's not done until they have the blowout. And the blowout hasn't happened yet. So what's happening now is these like minor fallouts, and then we get back to cool, and then we fall out. Yeah, I mean, y'all know, we know how that goes in our personal lives. That never is gonna come to a head. So that is where I think there's gonna be a major split or something, dynamic is gonna happen versus because even this stuff that's kind of happened before. They did in Chicago. They had stop and frisk. I think that I hope that our the people that will feel it the most, who would be black and brown people, are equipped to handle it and to hold their shit until it blows over. What I don't think is these white people that disagree with each other and want to have their way. I think they're gonna throw fits, and it's gonna be bad. I do think that.
The other thing we have to think about as well, let me start over. The other thing I think about is the percentage. We know the percentage of oh my God, she's annoying. Oh, shut up, lady. The other thing I think about is that we know the police have been infiltrated by these white nationalists, right? We also know that there is a statistically significant number of them who are in the military as well. And that's the thing that concerns me, because given the right motivation and even any semblance of protection, there's no telling like how those people will respond in citizen confrontations, especially when those citizens are already designated as dangerous, and those citizens that are designated dangerous are also Black. So that is something that concerns me. And I get it about the UCMJ, I get it. But we have seen instances where soldiers, like the guy who Donald Trump pardoned, the one that was in Leavenworth for killing those civilians, I think it was Iraqi civilians. I think maybe it was in Afghanistan. I can't remember. And he was convicted. And his platoon, or the members of his unit, testified against him that he had violated all the rules, and he got a pardon, right? So I think we are existing in a system right now where people are not being held accountable for their violation of the rules. And when people have that level of security and their violative behavior, it just makes for unsafe conditions. That's all.
Well, I also think this is what's keeping people off the streets. I mean, we're in kind of a choke here because the public needs to be out on the streets fighting against this or protesting against this, except that if we were to do that, then we walk right into the trap of them saying, see, we have an emergency, and violence then breaks out. And then it gives him a way to militarize. That's to me, that's the biggest problem.
The one thing I keep hearing said is martial law. Like, martial law is not going to happen. That's out. It's too many legal barriers. But what if I were him and playing devil's advocate? I would use the Insurrection Act. That's a lot more applicable and a lot easier to get enforced, and that will allow you to use the military the way you want that, the way he would like to use the military. I think that's a realistic possibility.
Meanwhile, have you all seen how his hand and wrist are all bandaged? Apparently his hands and wrists are...
Whose hands and wrists are bandaged?
Bumps.
Really?
Yeah, bruised and bandaged. And they're saying it's because of this vein issue that he has. I was just reading up about it. Insufficient. Sorry, go ahead.
What did they say? Vein thrombosis is what I heard.
Right.
I'm just trying to figure out why aren't there bandaged? You guys are not. There shouldn't be any reason if you have thrombosis in your hands. Are they wrapped with ACE wrap? Because you guys, I'm trying to. Where have we seen his hands bandaged? When did that happen? That's what I'm trying to. He's had the makeup on them.
I'm actually looking at it right now. You can see.
Maybe compression. It's probably compression.
Yeah.
But they don't usually do that, you guys, for thrombosis in your
Lisa, I don't know that. I just heard that. I that's not factually back.
The only reason I would think of a bandage is them having an infusion, and then when they take the needle out, they apply pressure, but I don't see him leaving it on so the press can see it. I'm not saying anybody's lying. I'm going to go look myself and see if I can see it.
Harness is reporting it, and you can see a picture, an actual picture of it if you want to hear what he has to say.
Do you have a link?
Yeah.
Or I put in your picture. Not your PTR. Oh, the picture of his veins here.
I can go into the reel and see if I can grab a screenshot of it if you want me to do that.
Yeah. I think he's been getting IV medication because his hands have been bruised and have been using makeup over them, and he has venous insufficiency, whatever. no one has said thrombosis. That's a whole other situation, right? That's a whole other thing. You can't just throw that in there and call it that.
I'm not making any sort of diagnosis.
No. I know you're not.
Yeah, I'm just listening to Aaron's report about it. And in the report, you can see it if you want to hear what he has to say. I don't think he would just come out and say something like that.
Oh, Chad, I'm gonna bring you up, Chad. I haven't been. Yeah, I need to read that. I need to see.
You want me to go ahead and
yes. Elle, can you do the picture first?
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to go through. I'm gonna have to go through the whole reel to find it. But yeah, I can do that.
Trump isn't saying that he's sick, but the man is talking about how to get into heaven. I have never heard Trump ever say anything about heaven, getting into heaven, being in the church house. Never. So it just seems really odd to me. There's some things that he's saying that could be used, that he could be saying, I'm not doing very good, or they say I'm not doing very good. He said that at one point, and I don't know if he was referring to a situation that he started like he does, or he himself. I can't see him. Yeah, and Chad, you're right. His mouth to me, me hearing him say, they say I'm not doing too good. That's a thing that you say when you have diagnosis that's not really great at his age. Go ahead, Chad.
Oh no! I think he know he about to go to the upper room. I think he know
about no upper room. You might
lower room. It may be a basement, but
way down there in the hot place.
Yeah, he folding up that tent. He done took the pictures out of there.
I don't know about the devil woman, because he could be probably run hell bad.
I think he's just milking this shit until he dies, and then so they said he's become like extremely rich since becoming president, like to the tune of like $5 billion, and his kids. So I think he's gonna enrich his family. He probably know what's going on with him, but he don't care. He just gonna ride this shit out, and then whatever happens, none of these people care. They just want to luxuriate themselves while they're here. They can give a fuck what happens when they go.
Well, Alex Jones is saying that he's sick, so That's funny.
Alex Jones is sick as well.
Yes. Alex Jones is. I can't stand him. To me, he's worse than a fucking. Well.
He's funny though.
My heart still, even though there's a lot that I don't like, there's a part of me that will always have empathy for Melania because she had to lay up under that dude.
She didn't have to do a damn thing.
She didn't.
Don't start.
April.
Sorry for Melania.
April. Wait. Let me finish the statement so you understand where I'm coming from. Let me finish the statement. She had to lay up under him to have a child from him.
And
that's all I'm saying.
This woman worked.
No. What I'm saying, she didn't have to do that.
Separated from their mamas. And a coach that said, I don't care. That bitch can die rotten hell with him.
And if I was the next president, I would leave the current immigration rules in process.
And send her back home. I agree with you.
Take your narrow ass home.
Any woman that has to lay up under.
Ain't nobody had to. There's no had to.
But to have his children. You can't get pregnant.
Listen, GA.
She chose that shit.
She's in it to win it, okay? That's it.
She chose that shit.
I'm going to leave that pick in my
bag. That's makeup, love. That's makeup.
No, that's bandage over his hand.
Well, he might have a Band-Aid, but that's not like he's wrapped in that's not Coban. That's not any type of like gauze. That's makeup on top of, and you can see the lines through it. Like his wrinkles. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just looking at it myself. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I mean, they're reporting it on ABC, they're reporting it on NBC, so they're all asking about it and talking about this venous insufficiency. What's her face? The press secretary is saying it's because he shakes hands all the time, and that's why his hand is bruised. So that was
because that's the thing we've seen in the medical world is people shaking hands excessively and having everything like their cankles swell up, because that's the thing. I wish I could talk to that silly whore. Miss Caroline Wyatt.
Well, I just want to get that out of my PTR, so I just put it in there so you could see it.
Thank you for doing it. Thank you so much. But when it comes to women having to do anything, unless there was force, right? She chose, that money comes at a steep cost. And it ain't no amount of money in this world or the next one or however many I visited this lifetime or another that could induce me to do that willingly. No sir, no ma'am, no way, no how. I'd rather be poor and trying to make $1 out of 15 cents every day of my life than have to or feel like I had to or to get no.
GA, I don't understand. Like, I'm confused. Melania is a whore for hire that chose a very rich man that ended up being president. That's why she's not a first lady. She didn't intend on being a first lady. She don't want to be a first lady, right? She's just there by default because she happened to choose the wrong dude that tricked on her. I can't feel sorry for her at all. She getting paid for her services. Like, this is a deal. The PDA is not in the contract. So that's why she's not kissing him publicly. But other than that, this is a business deal, bro.
Hey, man, I agree with all of y'all. I was just saying the dude is nasty. He's disgusting. And it's sad that any woman would procreate with him. I don't have any pity for him. It's just, I just said what I said, but I agree with you, Gemini. We can move on past it.
I'm sure she ain't doing it anymore. She couldn't handle it now. Just when you zoom in on those ankles, my God, they are huge. That's why I say stovepipe. His ankles are stovepipe right now. Absolutely, it's and as for what's going on with his hands, it's the IVs in his hands. It's the IVs. He's getting IV medication, and he's probably resulting in kidney or heart issues because the fluid that he's carrying around, even with the medication, is not reducing. He's still.
That's what the articles were trying to.
And Richard, I'm not being fat phobic because I'm fluffy myself. Ankles. Go look at his ankles and come back and tell me what you would call his ankles. People don't have ankles like that, okay, unless they weigh 700 pounds. All right. His ankles are swollen up.
Unless he got lymphedema, and my mother got that when she had breast cancer. So you have to have usually something triggers it, or you have it like all your life. So something going on.
Yeah, his whatever.
But he's old. He's like 80, right?
Yep. You have to understand he has access to the best medical care you could ever believe in and come up with. The way he came out of COVID, that's why he got that experimental gene therapy shit that people were getting, rich people were getting. Don't quote me on gene therapy. I just know it was not approved by the FDA yet. I have to go back and look what it was, but they were getting that treatment. He got that at Walter Reed. He got all kind of shit. So
yeah, it was an infusion. It was an infusion.
If they're
What's CHF?
That's congestive heart failure.
Oh, okay.
He's still this fluffy and puffy, and nothing. Them ankles is over the shoes, okay? And he's getting some kind of intravenous Lasix or some other medication, and it ain't going down.
That's also one of the ways, Gemini, that I didn't know at the time, but when I had my heart attack, my ankles were swollen. They don't typically get swollen. So I've been on water pills for like a year and a half now. Since I think it's heart related.
Yeah, you mentioning that. I can tell you this, right? I know with my uncle, the way that we knew he was having heart issues was just the swelling in his lower legs. Like the water weight in his lower legs was the indicator. and they started giving him heart medication and things of that nature. I think it's very likely that Trump is experiencing that, and he's doing exactly what he accused Biden of, right? Remember how he said Biden wasn't forthcoming with his diagnosis? I think he knows what the fuck is going on with him already right now, and don't want to let us know because he's got to appear strong. So he's going to put some makeup on, band-aids, whatever, and try to cover that shit up, literally.
He needs a better makeup person because they don't blend or do anything. I need to get a close-up shot of those ankles for the people that ain't seen.
Have y'all talked about Pete? Have y'all talked about the people that Pete Hegseth fired yesterday?
Oh yeah.
Because they were mad that they told the truth about the strikes against Iran.
What do y'all think would happen if, let's go with a worst case scenario, right? And he has CHF, or, you know, let's say he doesn't even die, but he's not capable of performing this task anymore. Y'all think it's going to be better under Vance?
Hell no. Everybody tap on my PTR to see them cankle up close. But no, Vance has vacationed 8 times out of 7 months, or whatever the hell, or something, 7 out of 8. He is Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel made him, he bankrolled his whole Senate campaign. Vance is, yeah. I never think there's somebody going to be worse than Trump. And then they show the hell up and show out. And the stuff that Peter Thiel, who also is, he grew up in South Africa, or was he? Because he and Elon were the same age, and I believe they both were in South Africa around the same time when they were growing up. But there's a whole lot of shit that those people want. We talked about Rock Bridge very briefly. That's some more stuff of wealthy people, wealthy donors who try to get these people elected. But yeah, that's someday maybe a room we'll do.
Peter Thiel's German. He's German.
Oh, is he German?
But I think that J.D. Vance is worse because J.D. Vance is ideological. Donald Trump is not ideological. He's transactional.
Yeah, absolutely.
J.D. Vance is ideological and he's smart. He has a very good understanding of the social dynamics, socio-cultural politics, and he's a lawyer. So he's very conservative. I've said this before. People said they don't think that he's a natalist, but I think he's a natalist, and I think he's a nationalist as well. And so he'll be worse. He'll be worse. He's going to push for more confinement for women, the limiting of women's rights. He's going to push and advocate for that, in addition to the general restriction of civil rights. I think we do not want him to be president at all. So
Trump be on the line.
Weekend at Bernie's, Donald Trump, as much as
Hello.
I don't care. Prop him up, dope him up, like how they give him football players their steroids and push him back out there on the field. Pump him up and roll him out. That's pump and roll. That's
so J.D. Vance is really that much worse?
Absolutely.
Is he MAGA? Is he part of the MAGA movement, or do they
I think he's beyond MAGA.
Yeah, I do too. I think he is pure eugenic. That's what he's about.
Yep.
You know, he's about everything being just strictly white. You know, white nationalism. That's his.
Oh, you know white nationalism.
Even though his wife is not.
He grew up in South Africa. And he totally went running.
I thought he grew up in Ohio.
No. We're talking about J.D. Vance.
With Musk, but J.D. Vance is completely into natalism. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay, I'm getting confused now. So y'all are talking about Peter or
JD Vance. JD.
That's what I'm talking about. So he grew up in Ohio, right? Not
Yes.
Yeah, with my back.
Okay.
But I
and he's a white nationalist?
Ohio and Kentucky.
I think he's a white nationalist.
Which is the heartbeat of racism. So are you saying he's like kind of siding with white nationalists and things like that? I don't know nothing about that.
I totally believe that about him.
So I think so to me, like the white nationalist thing, it's like a very specific thing. I think he's adjacent to that, but his views are clearly to limit and minimize the power of people who are not white. I would not go so far as to say that he wants the elimination of those people from the country, which I would say is the white nationalist position. So I wouldn't go so far as to say that. I could be wrong about that. But he's definitely aligned with ideas about what basic sort of white supremacist ideas, even though, and it doesn't matter that he's married to someone who's not white, because that's a part of it as well, right?
What nationality is white?
I'm sorry?
What nationality is this white?
She's Indian. Because I mean, a lot of these people, they take their colonialism personal too. Like they colonize in other ways too. And his wife probably subscribes to a lot of his ideas about people of color, because that would not be off brand.
Yeah, she's from
They're
a caste system.
I'm sorry?
No, I said she comes from a caste system, society.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of them, a lot of East Asian women, particularly Indian people, they are very, they have a lot of anti-blackness. They're very white identified. They're very much British, a lot of them, in the colonial sense, totally colonized. So.
Do you think that there's a chance that you remember all the stuff they was saying about Donald Trump, like prior to? Do you think that he would revert to that person, or you think that was part of it too?
See, this is what I don't know, because this is where I have, and I think I mentioned this before, this is part of my conflict with him, because there's this iteration of JD Vance, and then there's the 2014, 2015 JD Vance. And I don't know. Like, I don't know what the relationship between those are. And I would say, like, that's why unlike Donald Trump, who I think would have a country that didn't have people of color or black people in the country, I don't think that JD Vance is that person. So when he talks about, I think he could still manage to believe what he believed about Donald Trump and his autocracy, his authoritarianism, and see himself as not autocratic and not authoritarian, if that makes sense. He's just a natalist and a believer in racial hierarchy, which doesn't require autocracy or authoritarianism to function, if that makes sense.
And he has the weight of the evangelicals behind him on that.
But I think evangelicals is something we are familiar with that. I'm not sure. I guess I'm kind of like you. I don't know what's the real version of him, like that first version or this version.
Yeah, because as I think about, and the other thing is like he's doing a lot of talking now. He's not doing a lot of the writing and kind of intellectual work that he was doing before. So that's like another missing piece. But I could very well be convinced into believing that Donald Trump is just an instrument. And Donald Trump's extremism is an avenue for him to ingratiate himself because he's not as extreme. Right? Like, that dude was way off. But here's a version of these same ideas without the odious components that Donald Trump brings. I could be convinced that that's a strategy.
Hasn't he been kind of bringing those to other countries? Haven't we seen him, going into other countries and shaming them and kind of the way Zelensky was treated? I mean, a lot of that is coming from J.D. Vance. I don't know. I mean, he's certainly, obviously he's Trump's mouthpiece for now, and I don't think there is a way to know who the real J.D. Vance is. But I agree with you about him not being an instrument in the same way Trump easily is.
Yeah, and if you listen to him, like even when he goes, he's talking to the people, but he's also talking about the governments, right? It's like the things that he wants the governments to do and what he wants the people to demand, like of their government. So he's not. It's I don't know how to explain it. It's like he doesn't not believe in the democratic process. He just wants it to look a certain way. He wants people to elect people who have certain beliefs so that they can organize the government and organize the state in a certain way. Whereas Donald Trump doesn't believe in democracy. He doesn't believe in any sort of institutional order. He doesn't believe in institutions. He's really an autocrat. He believes like I am in George Bush's words, I am the decider. I'm the visionary. I'm the shepherd. I'm the operation. I'm all of it. And that's where they split.
It's interesting how Musk has disappeared out this thing. I mean, we never talk about Musk anymore. It's like, is it like he was done and then he was just gone? After all that mess came in?
I don't believe he's gone. I think he still supports Trump monetarily. I think he just stepped out of the lot for a second.
I mean, does it matter that we don't see him? We're still feeling and experiencing the ramifications and the consequences of his presence.
Well, no,
so he may not be physically present, but he's present. Right? I mean,
yeah, definitely. No, he did his damage. He did it really well.
Yeah, that's like I said before, it's going to take us 2-3 generations to undo this. This is not a one election fix.
Doc, I was listening to Gates, I think it was last week, and he was saying that the damage that the tariffs are going to do and the damage that Trump is doing to our economy is going to hit us for the next couple decades, that prices will continue to rise for that long.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, we're never going back. We're never going back. Once they found out how much they could charge us and still people ain't in the streets over food and prices and stuff, they're never going to do a reset lower. There might be a chain or two here and there. I think it was at Aldi's that wanted to lower prices and did lower prices. Costco will remain who they are probably. But these other, why would they go back?
It's gonna. I mean, at some point, there's gonna be a crash at some point.
Oh,
Because
yeah, no doubt.
the poor and the middle class, this is not sustainable. And those people are going to be so economically squeezed that there's going to have to be radical action. There's going to have to be something like the Rooseveltian New Deal. That's the only thing that's going to pull the country out of the ravine that it's getting ready to be in. It's like when Barack got elected, he said the Republicans drove the car in the ditch, and now they're mad, or they're giving him backlash and criticizing how he's pulling it out of the ditch. But then once the car gets out of the ditch, they want to drive it again, right? And so it's going to take something super radical, because we not going to be in a ditch. We going to be crashed at the bottom of a ravine. So hard times are coming. They are coming.
I just watched another reel of a doctor saying that he thinks what Trump has going on is congestive heart failure. That is the read on the swelling in his ankles and now in his hand. That makes sense to you, Lisa? Anyone? Yeah, that's what it looked like to me, Ramona, because my mom had that and it looked like that. I don't think he's going to make it to 2028 events. I need to go, y'all. So you guys moms need to take over.
Pass my greeting to Nazalam Latin room there. Kulum Garden Ted or Garden Fog. You know what? This is Madonna that will Nazca Equatoria. Yes, we are South Sudanese. Looking at all that shit looked crazy. Like Bloods and Crips, that shit was like, I still remember when I first started seeing GDs and shit in the I was a kid, because I noticed the tattoo shit. Are you eating? Vice Lords, you know what I'm saying? Could you eat on mute? Somebody on mute. Y'all gotta learn about voice isolation. Voice isolation is key. Legs no goddamn one teeth. All Jay-Z from the Destruction to R. Can someone get him or I just gotta leave? I don't listen to the smacking. Oh, my bad. How you do that? Oh. Voice isolation, my nigga. How you mean, nigga? He's muted now. Go ahead. Well, if you were saying, I'm sorry. Saying glasses, y'all were saying something. I said, imagine me saying that Jay-Z brought the death and destruction to our kids because he influenced a league of drug dealers. Shit just crazy. 92 bricks, nigga. Glasses, but you know, Martin Scorsese get blamed for the mafia. Oh, no, you knows how they praise white people. Oh, my God, they know the way the white people do it, they have suits on. And they snitch. Go figure. Some of the bull told on everybody, killed everybody.
with Sammy, but we mad at Gangsta though.
Man,
Gangsta told those niggas that was dead. Gangsta told those niggas that was dead. Nobody had to go to jail. Sammy sent niggas to jail. But it's cool though. But we got a problem with T.I. telling on the dead nigga. If I'm dead, my homies know. If I'm dead, nigga, y'all better blame me. Blame me whether I did it or not. Nigga, go be with your family, nigga.
Man, let me do this solid for you. This last solid.
Nigga. Take it to the grave. Cradle to the grave.
I'm gonna do this last solid for you. Get you out of trouble.
So Glass.
Hey, Glass. My boys will be at 16, bro. They made
Is it a fine line between? Is it a fine line between being a gangster and gang banging?
No. That's just something. Yeah, that's just something crazy niggas say. But I didn't argue with niggas that's gangsters and homies and all that shit about this shit. So that's like an arrogant thing. That's like an arrogant thing that a soldier, like a jarhead in the hood, is like. A jarhead will feel like they got more rank, even though they know they don't got more rank. You know what I mean? Like a jarhead feel like a nigga that's putting in work feel like he the most important part of the hood. You know what I mean? I done had this argument with a lot of different homies about who does what, and because everybody think they the baddest niggas, but the jarheads is always the worst. The niggas doing that think they the baddest niggas. They the most important part to the neighborhood. But no, if you from a gang to have a functioning hood, it's like it's gonna take multiple different types of people. And the reason, like I'm telling Lex, is unorganized is because they fight that function. Like it's so much more potential to crip gangs and blood gangs. It's way more potential, but again, you got it's a bunch of poor people coming together trying to make it work, and they just start fighting over silly shit. But there's so much more potential to it. But a homie is a homie, you know what I mean? Especially if you grew up with it. There's certain homies that's gonna go shoot. That's their thing. They gonna go shoot every day. That's their favorite thing. You know what I mean? They're jarhead. They ain't gonna be able to make a dime. Then there's certain homies who hustle and make money and still they put on for the hood. Certain homies go to college. Certain homies got jobs. Certain homies just hang out and be bums all day. It's all a functioning part of the neighborhood. My cousin, I don't know if he's acting. Well, he ain't acting no more. But he owes you out of Compton and shit. He owes like dental clinics and shit for the community. He doing all types of shit.
And you're solid. If you're a solid homie, you're a solid homie. It don't really matter. But to your point, Jose, it's gonna be a bunch of niggas. That's me and Mom James had this conversation before. We was on the fucking podcast, and I'm arguing.